I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. A lot of the things that I'm going to say in this video possibly is going to offend you. I'm not here to ruffle your feathers. I'm not here to make you angry. I'm here to make you think, and I want you to listen to what I got to say, because there's been some things rocking and rolling with Etsy this past week. Hey guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to Samcraft. If you're new here, what you're seeing over my shoulder is my 3D print farm. I run a 3D printing business where I make and sell accessories for tools, of which I design 100% myself. Like I said in the intro, today's video is going to be discussing Etsy's recent changes as of June 10th, 2025. And instead of going over the same things you probably have already seen from other creators, or you will as you learn more about this, I'm going to give you a different perspective. I'm going to give you my perspective, and it maybe will be food for thought. Maybe it'll offend some people out there, but either way, it's from this head, this heart, and it's coming to you next. I think step one in this matter is to get you up to speed in case you do not know what's going on with Etsy and let you know about the changes. So as an overview, Etsy updated its creativity standards on June 10th, 2025, impacting the 3D printing sellers, or at least impacting them the most. The changes focused on reinforcing originality and human creativity, while also implementing significant changes for shops using 3D printers, especially those relying on non-original designs. That is going to be a very important point and something to really consider and realize. This is really going to hit people who do not design, make, and sell their own items. Some of the key policy changes were original design mandate. So this says that 3D printed items must be based on the seller's own designs. Using templates, patterns, or designs from others, even purchased or licensed, is no longer allowed under the made by seller category. An example of this would be popular 3D prints from commercial files or licenses are now restricted. That's right, you've heard that. That's it. Okay, let's move on. Another key policy change revolves around impact on listings. So non-original 3D printed items are at risk for removal by Etsy, as well as shops using third-party or commercial 3D files will definitely be heavily affected. In case you're wondering to yourself, wait a second, I didn't hear about this. Well, that's true. This was an unannounced rollout. There was no formal announcement to the sellers. The changes were found during a review of Etsy's legal section and discovered by sellers, and the word of mouth has been spread more through sellers talking about this, sharing their thoughts and feelings, than from a direct public communication from Etsy, at least as of the making this video, which is June 15th, 2025. Since this is right now just being people discovering and talking amongst themselves, there's not been anything official from Etsy. The actual enforcement date and rollout for this is unknown. We don't really know how or when Etsy will enact this requirement, and we don't really know about compliance, next steps, any changes with listings, or what options we may have. One thing to note is that original 3D prints are still allowed. So if you, like me, design, print, manufacture, and sell your own creations 100% original, you're good to go. The same thing applies to laser engravers, people who create objects, or people who buy a blank and engrave or change it and present it as a new product. That still applies. So we are safe from this on that standpoint. To put this section under the what do I do or what is Sam doing category, it's not really going to bother my business that much. I don't foresee this affecting me hardly at all. That's because everything that I produce is 100% my own creation, completely my creation. I design, manufacture, and sell my own items, and it doesn't really bother me. So, unfortunately, I don't have any great things to tell you. I'm not all up in arms over this because my whole business has been built around what this head can make and produce, which is good, especially in this case, because it means my products are my products. I have full control. Now, that being said, let me give you my thoughts about Etsy's change, and it may offend you what I'm about to say. So put on your big people's underwear for this one. Got your big people undies on? Good, here we go. So this, in my opinion, is a very, very smart move by Etsy to do. If I were an Etsy owner or whatever, I would fully approve this and I would be backing it. Here's why. Etsy over the past couple of years has been in the news as losing money. Performance is going down. The number of people shopping on Etsy going down. It's looking like the Titanic of online e-commerce. As a shop owner that's been with Etsy for a very long time, even outside of the realm of Samcraft, I have 100% seen this and I have been frustrated by it. Whenever Etsy was in its heyday, was probably around 2019, 2020, maybe 21, and it's kind of gone down from there. Blame who you will for this one. I pick on Etsy because Etsy's made decisions to allow certain kinds of sellers 100% not along their original lines of being an online handmade marketplace, which has led to the over commercialization of Etsy and really taken its quality of products from here down there below the camera. Industries such as apparel, jewelry, home decor, personal goods, and 3D printing type products are all guilty of this. If you look, you'll be able to see every single genre that you can sell a product on in Etsy. You're going to have high caliber sellers who are genuinely making things by hand or that are original designs. You can tell. You're going to see them right beside commercial resale products or things that are like, oh, more of that stuff. I think it's going to be important to tell you a little bit of my backstory so you can understand better my position and why I still think this is a smart move by Etsy, just beyond Etsy as a make the shareholders happy standpoint. So way back before I really had Samcraft YouTube, before I had any of this at all, I was a full-time crafter. I would travel around to craft shows, making my own objects and selling them for income for my family. At that point in time, I did wood turning, I did traditional woodwork and stuff like that. Like this was before laser engravers were very popular for the average person. So 2018, I think, maybe 2019. Over the course of doing that, there were definitely events that I would go to that were fantastic, great sellers, high quality events, and then there were ones that were complete flops and an absolute waste of time and money. One of the number one factors that would control that, whether it be success or failure, was how the host of the event filtered, screened, or picked and chose who was allowed to be a vendor at their event. For example, if the host was very stringent, only wanted handcrafted people, 100% arts, high caliber stuff, generally that was a rock and roll event. On the opposite end, if that host just wanted to sell booths and slots and make their money that way, not really caring about how their own vendors fare from the event, you would find yourself along with resellers, Tupperware vendor, or the little cheap jewelry, what is it, pyramid scheme? I don't know, paparazzi, I think that might be it, whatever. You would all be there in the middle and no one would really get good sales. No one except for the food people. I swear, if you're ever looking to get into this realm, do food. It sells out all the time. I mean, people gotta eat. So I say that to give you a backstory of why I again think this is smart by Etsy to bring the caliber of Etsy as a platform up. Back maybe to where it used to be, but definitely up because the caliber has not been moving up in quite a while. Now this is going to be detrimental to a lot in the 3D print industry as far as new people or people who would rather print things and not design. But honestly, in the original OG Etsy format, you wouldn't have been there anyway. So find somewhere else. I don't know. What do I tell you? So if your business model has been to use online file websites and get them, print them, and sell them, it looks like Etsy is no longer the platform for you. Don't fret. There are other places you can go, places such as eBay, Amazon, Walmart has a marketplace, and then of course there's always direct to customer, direct to consumer. You can go to events and sell one-on-one in person. While this is probably going to hit a lot of people in the fields that Etsy has chose to do this, I still think it's a good thing for the business, and I think that it's probably a good thing for you as well. Honestly, if your business structure has always been to pay for a design and just resell it, you've put yourself in a risky position anyway for business. Anytime that you're relying on someone else to give you something to then make your business from is very risky. I would highly encourage you to take this as a motivational event to get your own designs, whether you have to pay a designer to design your own products so you 100% own it. You can still pay people to do that. There's a lot of freelance design work. Or if you say, you know what, by golly, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to take a week or two. I'm going to learn whatever 3D software I want to learn, then do it. Take this negative event and turn it into a positive event. Even if that positive is setting yourself up at a more appropriate marketplace or setting your business up in a more appropriate way that you can stand on your own 2 feet. Running a business or being in a successful business is a long-term game. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not an easy make money while you sleep scheme, regardless of what you hear or maybe see online. It is a long, slow process. It takes a lot of work. And honestly, the faster you get to produce your own products, the more secure, the more proud, and the more safe you're going to be. Well, guys, I've yammered on long enough about this. I want to hear your thoughts. I know that I've probably offended people out there. It was not my intent to rile your feathers or ruffle you up, but hopefully I've at least got your noggin thinking. I've got you thinking about what you could do. In the end, I want you to be successful. Even though I have no clue who you are, what you make, what you do, I would still like for you to be successful. I think everyone being able to have their own business is an amazing, wonderful benefit. And I think the more people that do it, the better off we'll all be. That being said, leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, take care. I'll see you guys next time in the workshop. Whatever I'm doing with my hands. Ta-da.